Hello, hello, Vibrant Beings. I am Kelly Kennedy from True Wellness, and I want to share a little gem of a tool that I have kind of redeveloped and repackaged for wellness maybe a decade or two ago. And I give this out to so many clients that I decided to make this video to share it with the whole internet world. So we call this the 10 gems or the 10 things. So I have here a cup, a handful of different gemstones. And I could also have 10 hair bands. It's just 10 of something. I don't actually have 10 hair bands, but my point is that today, the reason I did this video was because it's all about having two pockets. And right now with what I'm wearing, this beautiful dress, I don't have any pockets. So this is the way to do it with hair bands if you don't have pockets for your gems, because this is about entraining us to do that as our first line of defense, to be able to take a breath, to take a pause, to take a moment, to engage our healing force within our parasympathetic nervous system. For those that don't know, we teach a lot about this at True Wellness Global and at my podcast and so forth. So please do dive in a little bit deeper if you don't know anything about heart rate variability. But this is the greatest that we know right now, quantitative way to assess our resiliency, our ability to adapt and compensate. And heart rate variability is about tracking the frequency of our hearts and our breath and how the two of those things coordinate together to create harmony and variability and resilience, or disharmony, rigidity, patterning that's rigid and too similar and not enough variation, because life is about variation. Life is about change. The best definition I've ever heard of life is change in motion. And so to be able to engage our healing and our ability to compensate for that, rather than being in the sympathetic, the fight, flight, the freeze mode, of which most people are a little bit too in that, we want to entrain our bodies to have a moment, a pause, a breath, to engage that system, to allow us to really focus more on the divinity, the energy of the body that heals, rather than the masculinity or the cognition or the consciousness of which our conscious mind is, but we are more energy than we are mind. So this is the tool called the 10 gem tool. So if you have pockets, you just take 10 gems, 10 of something. It could be 10 pennies. It could be 10 quarters. It could be 10 of anything that you have. So I'm just going to take 10 gems and I would put them in my pocket. Again, in this dress that I'm wearing today, I don't have pockets. So maybe I take 10 hair bands and I take those 10 hair bands or those 10 gems and I put them on one side of my body. It doesn't matter which side. Then throughout my day, whenever I become conscious and aware of either the 10 things on my wrist or the 10 gems in my pocket, the 10 things, I'm going to take one of them out. And I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to pause and I'm going to take 10 conscious breaths. This doesn't mean deep breathing. This is diaphragmatic conscious breathing. So I'll do it with you. We're going to put our hands on our rib cage and we're going to just take, without trying to cut my head off. Let me see how I can do that. There we go. So we're going to do this. Okay, ready? Breathing in through my nose, watching the breath come in, watching my hands expand my rib cage. And then on the exhale, my hands go in, right? So breath in. Exhale out through the nose. If you want to exhale out through the mouth, you can. You can also make a sigh out of your throat. So it'd look like this and sound like this. This is number 3. I let that sigh out of my throat and it releases the tension in the body. And this is just a simple practice, a tool to entrain our system, our nervous system, to allow it to relax as its first line of, quote, defense. We're now on number 4. And it's just about having consciousness of our breath, watching our breath come in, watching it fill up our rib cage, watching it expand out our diaphragm. And as we exhale, letting it out. And when we're done with our 10, that was 5. When we're done with our 10, we switch those gems, that infamous gem or that hairband, from one side of our body to the other. And at the end of the day, we want to switch all 10. How do we do that? We become conscious of it throughout the day. And each time we become conscious of it, we take 10 conscious diaphragmatic breaths. We can exhale, and relieve some of the tension in the body, which is a great skill set to learn how to pause and relieve the tension in the body to allow your body to have more space, more possibility. If we have space, we have more possibility in our lives. And so by the end of the day, we'll have switched all of these gems to the other side, or all these hair bands to the other side of our body, and we will have entrained our body to do 100 conscious breaths. And that is really the key to wellness. Is the flow state is being able to be conscious and surrender and open all at the same time, having the mind and the body in alignment with spirit. And the 10 gem rule is a way to really practice an opportunity for us to pause so that we entrain the body. And what does that mean? Just like when I go to the gym, if I'm going to lift a 10-pound weight and over again, it's going to be hard the first few times I do it. Then the next day I come in and do it, it's going to get a little easier, and it's going to get a little easier. And then when I have to go lift something out of my car and I pick it up, my body will have the memory to know how to do it appropriately, because I learned it in the gym, the proper function of that movement to lift that 10 pounds up, or that 30 pounds, or whatever the case may be. And all of life is going to keep happening. Stress, positive and negative, is life. It's going to keep happening. And our bodies has to compensate for that change, for the instances, the occurrences, and the happenings in our life. And having the 10 gem rule, having this practice becomes then, I don't want to say a habit, but a learned behavior that the body can engage its parasympathetic, its healing capacities, and create this space in the body to allow us to move forward in life with much more inner peace, much more calmness, much more tranquility, much more surrendering, and truly allow our hearts, our divinity to lead, to calm the mind down. And it's not that we want to drain the brain at all. We want to use that brain. We just want to use it in the right ratio, and that our heart should lead and our brain can follow, because the heart sends more signals to the brain. It's in more coherence, easier in the heart than we are in our limited brains. And so as we learn this gift, as we lean into this gift, as we experience this truly as this gift is of the present moment, you're going to see your whole life turned around. So this is our gift from True Wellness to you, from me, Kelly Kennedy, to all of you vibrant beings, to help you have one more practice, one more thing in your pocket to allow you to continue to shift and transform your life, to create the reality that you want, which is a vibrant, I know what you want. We all want it. A vibrant, easy, graceful life that no matter what happens, we're good right here. And our responses are of a conscious, peaceful place, always from a state of love and not from fear. So that's my message for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please make sure to share it, make some comments, let me know some feedback, and let me know how it's going as you're using your 10 gem rule, because I love to hear how these little tiny pearls, these gems of wisdom that has come to me that I get to deliver has improved or impacted your life. So until next time, this is Kelly Kennedy, and this is your 10 gem rule.